Hey Joe, so last time we were talking about your Ollie, I gave you some homework. Were you able to do some of that?
I was able to do it and then some. Yeah.
And tell me about that. What did you feel anything? Are you getting better with the timing? We were talking about the timing of when you jump and when you lift your front foot to roll and snap with the back foot. How's that feeling?
The flick and the roll, it's hit and miss. But the speeding up my ollie, which was part of my homework, was really helpful because I realized that it's easier to do it fast than it is to do it slow. And I don't mean like super fast. I'm not bombing. It's just when I have enough speed to change direction, like by carving, I have more options. When
Yeah,
I'm
right.
too slow, I just fall off. That's about all I can do. With a little bit more speed there, the first couple were scary, and then I got used to the speed, and I actually liked it better when I was going a little bit faster. Instead of doing a single push, I was doing double pushes to start.
Nice. And I were you able to practice any of the other things? We had talked a little bit about you doing some standing jumps and just practicing the move. Were you able to take that to the board or the grass or anything?
Yeah, I was doing standing jumps next to my board just to remind myself that I can actually ollie over a picnic table if I want to, if I could get that high. So I just reminding myself that it's there. And then I tried doing that with the timing,
Okay, cool.
not just a straight jump. Then I also put it on the grass and I did ollie foot position hippie jumps.
Oh, you did. Nice.
And also old school. I used to be able to jump over a high bar while standing on my skateboard. I think I was going like 42 inches. I was going really high. My foot position was like this. So the board's like this. I would put my feet parallel to each other with my toes both pointed forward on the board, and I could clear a really high thing. So I practiced with that, and lo and behold, yeah, on the grass, it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah,
And
right.
gradually switched back to over the bolts, and then I went back to a foot on the board and a foot on the tail and a foot in the ollie position. It was really good for me to transition from something where I'm comfortable to something that is new.
Right. And when you were jumping in the ollie position, did you notice anything? Did you still feel like you were jumping off both legs? Did it feel like you were jumping off your front foot, off your back foot? Like, was it even?
It forced me to even things out because when I jump, high jump, I press equally on both feet,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter if one is stronger or not. They both go up. If I do too much weight on the tail when I'm doing the ollie, the board
Yeah.
jumps up, and it never did that because I was so conscious of it.
Yeah, right. Right. I mean, and the next thing is to find that balance point too, maybe while you're rolling. So you could, expand a little bit on that experience, just get used to jumping high off the board without without lifting the front foot or putting too much pressure on the back foot to cause the beginning of an ollie. I love the lateral learning too. It's once you start exploring different sensations, you're going to find creative ways to help build confidence. And that's what you're doing. You're just building out your base of confidence, and that's smart. Okay, so tell me, did you try to ollie up a curb?
Yes.
Okay, so how did the curb ollie go? Just give me a quick synopsis. Okay, that's enough. We'll go right into. Let's take a look at your faster ollies first.
We should call it my attempt to ollie up a curve. I'm still not there.
Fair enough. I can live with that. Okay, yeah, you're definitely moving faster. How did it feel? So you said it felt good. Felt like it was easier to ollie moving faster.
It was in general. It was the experience was really inconsistent. Sometimes I'd feel
That one was really.
very.
Whoa, hold up a second. That last ollie you probably could ollie up a curb with. I want to find that one. But you said it was inconsistent, but it felt better.
It was inconsistent. Sometimes I would feel extremely awkward, and sometimes I could feel everything working together, and the board just popped and floated, and it was sticking to my feet. This was one of those ones that just felt great. I knew that I'd nailed this one.
Yeah, holy smokes, man! You do this at a curb, you're on it. Look at that. Oh yeah, 100%. Like that's like a large curb right there that you just ollied up. That was awesome. So we
And I
found some success with the high speed drill, going faster. It's interesting whenever, even for me, and I'm not claiming my ollies are anything special, but when I go super slow with an Ollie, it feels incredibly awkward. And a lot of times I'll push the board out from underneath myself in an awkward way. It's the force that you're generating with your legs and everything that you're doing is so powerful that you can actually stop the board. You can reverse the direction of the board. You ever felt that?
I have. That's the thing. It actually, I go forward and jump off the board because the board actually stops and it hits a little pebble or something, or an imaginary pebble.
Well, that imaginary pebble is actually part of the Ollie. As it turns out, when you Ollie right here, when you start your rise, oh, this is way better timing. You're getting taller in your timing. Look at that.
My legs are straight now. This is awesome.
I mean, I wouldn't say dead straight, but dang close, man. Like, that's really good. So what happens right here, when you start to flick the tail, right, you're not just flicking the tail down, you're actually pushing it back. And if you watch someone do a standing Ollie, which I'll cut one in later on for you to see, but when you watch someone do a standing Ollie, you'll see that when they Ollie, the board will roll backwards a little bit as they flick.
Oh.
So the board will roll backwards as they flick. That flick is really, really important. Or that reverse roll is really important in the Ollie, because that's you essentially decelerating the board so that when you jump off the board and slide your front foot up and you catch it at the nose, you're actually getting out ahead. Your core is getting out ahead of the board a little bit, and that'll allow you to catch it and pull it back underneath your body. Have you ever seen when people do the Ollie, like a really good one? It looks, if you watch it, it'll look like they're almost, and let's see if I think you probably have a little bit of that going on right here. If you look right here, you're definitely ahead of the board, right? And you're catching and everything's compressed in. That's a really important piece of the Ollie, of a great Ollie. And then you'll see right there, see how your front leg starts to extend a little bit? In a really high Ollie, you'll see guys like ninja kick and extend the front leg out because they've caught it and now they're putting it back underneath themselves. It's a really cool move that you'll see. Okay, so take a look at this. Let's watch that move. And back to what we were talking about, if you're rolling too slow, when you go to flick, you're telling the board to stop. You're pushing the board backwards just a tiny bit. And if you're going too slow, you're going to overpower it and you're jumping right off the board. So that makes sense.
It happened quite a few times, actually.
Okay, do you remember doing these Ollies?
Yeah, that was, I felt perfection. Like I was in the groove when this happened. I knew that was. One thing I do that I've picked up now that you've got me videotaping myself is after I do a set, I review what I did. Oh,
that's cool.
And that's really helpful.
Hey, look at something right here. And this is something I want you to key into and I want you to work on. Okay, this is going to be part of your homework for sure. See where your heel's at?
I do.
Right there? Okay. Now, as we go through this, as you roll into this Ollie, watch your heel. It's up, it's up, it's down. It's down, it's going lower, it's going low. There's the flick. Now you can see the separation. That's you actually flicking. That's really good. So you are using your back ankle. You're extending your back toes down. You're definitely doing the flick. It's just late or it's low, right? And so when you're flicking that low to the ground, you're not going to get as much snap out of the tail as you would otherwise, which that snap creates rebound energy, right? You get what's called a ground reaction force. When you push into the earth or into the ground, it pushes back. So when you flick that tail down, the earth is like going to push that tail back up. The faster you flick it down, arguably the more force there is, the higher the tail will snap up. This is a really important piece of just simple physics, right? Ground reaction force is a big deal. So if you're flicking from a higher point with a faster move of that back foot, you're going to get the board to bounce higher into the air, which is part of what you need to clear the back wheels. So your homework is, and if you're watching your own video, your heel is on the line right here. Take a look at this real quick. Your heel's on the line. It should pretty much stay there. See that feel of you flattening your foot out right there?
Right. Yeah, my heel drops. So when I do my homework, I want to look and see if I can keep my heel on level.
Yes. So think about starting on the ball of your foot like you are and
Right.
staying there. So that's something you can feel, right? You know what it feels like to stand on the ball of your foot. You put pressure on it, you can balance right there on it. Everything's going to happen from the ball of the foot. So putting the heel down is an extra move that's actually, it's probably hindering your ollie a little bit. So just keep that in mind. Keep that heel up. When you snap, you're snapping through the ball of the foot. The heel doesn't have to come down. The heel stays up. And as you watch your video, I mean, I love it because right here we got this good little image because there's your heel down and there's your heel off the board. You're getting just a tiny little snap. And when you get a big snap, guess what? Your back foot's going to be higher off the ground, which means more clearance for the tail, right? So the tail will be able to get higher. It means more force into the tail, which means the tail will bounce higher. It means clearing 2 skateboards instead of 1, right? If standing on its edge. This is a huge deal for you, okay? So I want you to go out and practice your high-speed ollies again with a focus on keeping that heel up all the way through. And you're not trying to stand on I'm not saying stand like a ballerina on your tippy toes or something. I'm just saying keep your heel up when the tail starts to go down.
Our goal is to help you learn how to skateboard and understand more about skateboarding. If this video helped you, be sure to hit us up in the comments below and tell us what you'd like us to focus on for our next video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and then subscribe to our channel and tell your friends all about us. If you'd like to learn more about the United States Skateboard Education Association, please visit www.ussea.us, where you can learn more about how to skate, learn more about helping others learn how to skate, and become a certified skateboard coach.